So here's what we're going to work on in our series. We're going to look at doing motion warping and predicting where our enemy or our player will be so that our enemy warps over to that location when they do their long ranged or heavy attack. As usual, project files are available for members and all the videos of the series are available for members as well. So if you want to get your hands on those, then become a member. Videos have a 3-day release window, so every 3 days we release a new video for the series. And any questions, or if you need help or are stuck on something, then drop a comment below, drop a comment in the Discord, and we will see what we can do. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Now we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to do a long range attack that tries to predict where the movement's going and then warps to that location during the attack where it is in the air. So to do that, we're going to come back to our combat component because we need to make the prediction function. So we're going to go to event graph. We're going to get a custom event, and then this will be warp to attack placement, and then we want to do underscore prediction. So what we're going to do is we are going to select this, go to details, and add an input. And the input will be of type actor, and that will be an object reference. And from here we are going to, and then we're going to do get velocity, and then we're going to do get vector length. It's not, I always get this wrong, it's not get, it's just vector length. And we just want it on the X, Y, we don't want it on the up. So we're going to right click and do get last movement, if I can spell, and untick content sensitive. And it'll be last movement input vector. Okay, and it's this one here that's target pawn. And then we're just going to plug in the target to the new parameter, and it will kick us out an instigator. Then we're going to normalize that. Again, my spelling atrocious. And we'll tick content sensitive so it reduces our limit. Normalize it, and then we're going to multiply these together. Like so. Then from this multiply, I'm going to get a plus node, an add node, and I want to make sure the times is on the bottom rather than on the top. And from the new param again, we're going to do get actor location, plug that into the plus, and then just so we can see it working, we're going to do draw debug spear, and we want this rendering debug one rather than the other one. Plug in the plus to the center, and we'll make the duration like 10 seconds. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to come to the top here, and we're going to copy this get owner and get component by class and duplicate it. And then we need the motion warping component. We're going to promote this to a variable, so it should appear on the side. F to it, motion warping. We're going to then come back down after this draw debug spear, get our motion warping. We're going to do add or update warp target. Right click on warp target to split it. And then we need a location. So the plus is our location. And we need the rotation so that our enemy rotates to face the character at all times, doesn't just like jump backwards when we need it. So from get actor location, we're going to do find look at rotation. Right click on this pin to split it, and we just want the Y pitch to go into the warp target rotation. So again, we're going to right click warp target rotation, get our Y pitch and put it in here. The one from get actor location from the new param needs to go on the bottom. That's our target. So that's our attack target that we'll feed in. And then we just need to do get owner, which will be the person who owns this component, who we're moving, and get actor location. Plug that in there. Click compile, click save. We also need a warp target name, so I'm going to do attack prediction, and we'll compile and save that again. And then back inside our AI BT boss, I'm going to make a new task, BTT blueprint task, I'm going to call this predict attack targets location. Open that up. We'll get the receive execute AI. And then again, we'll get control pawn. So this will be our enemy. Get component by class. We'll get the combat component, which is the one we're using. Again, spelling. What is going on? And then we'll do warp to attack placement prediction. This parameter here, I'm going to get blackboard value as actor. And then I'll promote this key to a variable. And this will be F2 attack target. And again, we just need to instance editor expose on spawn, come off the warp to attack placement, and finish execute tick success. Compile, save that. So now we can test this. We go BT boss. We can do a sequence. We can do a new sequence. We are going to tie all this together at some point, but right now we're just making sure stuff works. We get our attack target, make it our attack target, and then we'll wait 5 seconds before we do it again. So right now it doesn't have one, and now it does, and in 5 seconds we see it's predicted that I'm going over there, and predicted that I'm going over there, backwards, there we go, forwards, and it hits me when I'm stopping because my input vector is 0. Diagonal, there we go. So it's pretty cool. So this error message has come up because our actor isn't set here, our actor variable. But if I go to BT boss and we just add in a decorator, just check if the attack target is set, and we'll do a selector at the top, like so. Then we shouldn't get that at all. There we go, like so. So it is just due to our attack target not being set when we start the game, but that's fine because when we build all this out, we'll set this so it's like this straight away. Right, so now that we've got this prediction set up, we can set up an attack. So we're going to do our execute action, which is the one that executes the attack that we force it to. And this is going to be a long range attack. Okay, but right now, if we run this, it'll tell us we don't have a long range attack because there's no montage to play here. So let's get a montage to play. I'm pretty sure I've got one. Go to content, we'll get our animations. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the sword and shield slash montage. We're going to double click the green one to enable the root motion. I'm going to make sure root motion is enabled. And as we can see, just on this little humpy hump, that's where we're going to jump. And what we're going to do is while we're in midair, we're just going to like shimmy our character over. And to be able to do that, we're going to find where it stops and add the motion warping. So add notify state, motion warping. And we probably just want it to be as long as we are here. Excellent. So we're going to click on this and come over to the side, and we need a warp target name. Now in BPC Combat, we set up a warp target name, attack prediction. So we're going to Control C that and press Control V to paste it there. And then we're going to warp the translation, which is the root motion. Then we're going to ignore the Z, we'll tick that. Warp to feet location, we'll tick that. We're not going to warp rotation, and we are going to linearly move it. Save that, go to DA boss, make sure that we add that. And then we will go back to BT boss, and we'll make sure that we're doing our long range attack. And now every single time this triggers, our boss will teleport to us in a cool way. Like that. Now, there's a bit of forward momentum on that, so we can just change, and then we'll just put a focus target on here at the start, just so that we know that we are being looked at. There we go. So that looks a lot better with that focus target. And then we can just adjust this montage warping effect. So we're going to make it move when it's in the air and give that a go. There we go. That's a little better. What we want and require. So if we just move it so it's a little bit tighter, just in the air. Then that looks a little bit better. Like so.